Hello, everybody. I'm not sure. Okay, here we are. Hang on. Be right with you. So, there we go. Always the technique part. Hi, guys. Hello, my friends. How are you tonight? So, let's see. Hallo, Olivia. Schön, dass du da bist. Hi, my friends. My name is Angela. I'm the owner of Creative Energy from Elfen and Helden. I'm a WoodUbending retailer over here in Frankfurt in Germany. So welcome to Germany. I'm so happy you're here. If you join me, just let me know where you're watching from. Hi, Vera. Hi, Mina. So guys, I'm so happy you're there. Really appreciate it. If you haven't done it yet, please pop over to my page, leave me a like there. If you want to follow the Master of Disaster, which is me. So Wednesday night is WoodUbend night, and we always have like some sort of a fun project. Hallo liebe Ute, schön, dass du da bist. I always drink my coffee. I've got to have a sip. Sorry. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I will try to answer them straight away. If not, I will do that, come back later and do that. And hopefully WoodUbend will be on in a second to help me with some questions. So we'll see. Okay. Anyhow, we are WoodUbending around the world tonight, and I've got this globe here, which already worked a little bit on. This was just like a cheapy, plasticky one, basically something you don't really want to have and you're going to throw. Hi, Liz. Master of Vibes. That's right, Ute, the master of baby wipes. Baby wipes, Mr. Bottle, and well, some disasters sometimes. Hi, my Nase. So, hi, Kelly. So, already worked on that a little bit. As this is plastic, I have a bonding primer on there and stuff like that, so the products are going to stick. I've already put some WoodUbends on there also. On the bottom, on the North Pole and on the South Pole. I already got some WoodUbends, which are the, hi Yvonne, thank you for joining me. I've got the centerpiece 2171. Yeah, 2171. That's right. I've written everything down back there. I can't keep it in my head. Sorry, Instagram, you're not seeing it. Maybe I'll get Instagram a little around. If you, Instagram is always like, in portrait mode, so that's a bit difficult for you. I'm sorry about that. So that's the 2171. It is up there. I want to put a WoodUbend also down here, and I've chosen another centerpiece, which is the 2172, which is this one. And I chose that because I can take that middle flower out to go around the middle. I think I can screw the foot off. I will see in a second how I'm going to do that. I just firstly want to show you which pieces we are working with. And this is one of their beautiful trims. This is the trim 117, because what I've noticed afterwards, do you see this here? This is some sort of, plastic joint, and it looks disgusting. I don't want to have it. So that doesn't fit the whole project. So this is going to be covered up with one of their trims. And for those who don't know the WoodUbends are made out of wood, some secret ingredients. When they are cold, they are in a solid state. You can sand them, you can drill them, you can saw them. Obviously, when you have an intricate piece, you can break it. It looks like a biscuit. Yummy, you probably don't eat it. You can obviously break it if you use some force. And the trims, just one trim. And this is just like one centerpiece. They have like, I don't know, thousands of different types. They have loads of different trims also. I just have like a few here so you get like a little bit of an idea. There's nothing which is going to be basically safe if you use those. They come in all different widths, as you can see. You can have like really wide ones, and they are Highlander, and they are all basically, they come in a coil. They come in a coil like this, and that's always the way also you should store them. Makes your life a lot easier. And they're about 2 meters and 10 long, 2 meters 10, 2 meters 12, something like that. So that's well, that's a great product. Nice thing about them is also that even they're so intricate and stuff like that, and when you warm them up, that they are getting soft. You can't harm the beautiful details of those pieces. You're going to see in a second. I'm first going to prepare my centerpiece here. I'm going to bring you down. Hi, Jill. Thank you for joining. So you can see what I'm doing. And then you also see I've got quite some of the Posh Chalk metallic pastes here also. Let's see. The metallic paste here also we're probably going to use. And if we have time, we will have time. I'm sure we will have time. So I firstly want to mark where I want to cut the middle piece out, because you can cut those also when they are warm and soft. With a sharp knife, you know, with some of those X-Acto knives, or you can cut them with a scissor or whatever, you know, that works beautifully. So I'm just going to mark myself, like the middle where I want to cut it later on, just to go around the center. I think this might be just about the right size. I see. You can also stretch those a little bit when they are warm, so we will get it around there somewhere. Just, you know, marking it so I have an idea where I want to go around. And I could do it probably easier on the back, but as I don't like measuring, it's easier for me to get around the front here and have like those details as basically as a guiding line. So that's what I was doing. So I'm going to let that warm up, and we're going to work on the trim for that centerpiece. So get those out of the way before I throw them. You can apply those WoodUbends onto just about anything. Where's the globe? So let's see, am I going to work like this? I think I actually will leave it on there. Those pieces, to put those on was pretty easy, because this was, I could take that off, you know, I could take the bowl off itself. So I've done that. I've drilled a hole in the middle, and so that's basically how we started with that one. So let's see, there we are. Bring that globe a little closer. So as I said, you can apply those just onto anything, if it's glass or metal or something like that. Yes, that's right, Ivan. Exactly. That's the reason I've done it that way. Hi, Nina. Thank you for joining. So let me see. Where's the trim? To apply those, you use some wood glue. You use a good quality wood glue. Any wood glue would do, just a good quality. That's what it's supposed to be. Just going to squeeze some in here. And you make sure that you have your, you know, either your mold or the area you're applying it to nicely covered. And I need a little brush for that. Where is there it is. There's my glue brush. To apply the glue, I just use a little chip brush. So that's what I do. I'm not sure. Hi, Patricia. If I am actually on the WoodUbend page. Is anybody watching on the WoodUbend page? Can you just tell me? Because I don't see WoodUbend on here. Linda, I've done that last Friday on my own live. So I will finish that off tomorrow night. So now we will work on some of the details. And I'm going to, when I work with the trims, it makes, well, it's not what I say is right. I'm just showing you how I do it, because that makes life a little easier. I'm going to apply the glue onto my project. And then I'm gonna come on there with my trim. I'm going to work in sections because like this, I can leave my trim. I've done it before also that I've applied it onto the trim. If you have a short piece, that's fine. But if you work with a longer piece, it's a pain in the neck because unless you have like somebody helping you, it's a bit difficult to get that basically if you have it like stretched out in the full length. So this has been now laying on the griddle, so it's a little softer, not quite long enough, but you can unroll it now. So I'm just going to heat up. The end is not quite warm enough for my taste, so I'm just gonna, where can you see? Where can you see? There you can see. There we go. Okay. And Instagram right here. So you can use a heat gun to heat those up. You can use a hair dryer. You can use an embossing gun. The hair dryer or an embossing gun is going to take a little longer to heat those up, but it also works. You know, you don't need a. Now you know you can shape them around any corner, any place you want to apply it to. So I'm just going to put that onto the area. I've already got that glue on. Unroll it just as far as I need. So I should get that on here. Hang on. Squeeze that on here. Make sure it gets contact with the glue. So put it up a little more. Again, obviously there's like easier things to work with than a surface like this, but you can get that on there nicely. When it's warm, you can just like shape it around any corner. Press it down. If you feel it stiffening up and it hasn't got like contact as you want it, you just warm it back up. Go. And then you can press the sides down. Work in sections, makes your life easier. So, and when they cool down, they're staying in the shape. You've basically just put those. So I'm gonna go around. So this is already stiffening up. So I'm going to warm that corner again. This it depends. Some of the wood glues dry clear, some dry white, some dry yellow. It depends what glue you are using. But this is not a problem. Wood glue is usually water-based, so you can wipe it off. Everything what squeezes out on the sides, you just wipe it off with a baby wipe or something like that. So that broke now because it wasn't warm enough, which is no problem either, because you can basically rejoin those. And I'm going to show you in a second also. You see all that glue being out there. I just grab a baby wipe, which I should have pretty close to me. And I just basically wipe it off. And there you go. If you have, I'm going to show you in this, when we do the ornament, I'm going to show you how you can get it off when you have like a very intricate piece. So broke off there. We're going to rejoin it. Just going to put it back on the griddle to warm it a little up. I'm going to apply my glue on here. So let's see where we go. some more glue on here. If you rejoin those, you're not going to see, especially with a trim like this, where it was broken at the end. So there you go. And if you feel it hasn't got good contact and or you didn't use enough glue or whatever, you can always warm that a little more up. So that's good. Hi there. I'm seeing Would You Bend on there. So I'm just joining it back onto where it's broken off. I'm gonna follow it a little around, squeeze it together in nose edge onto our little globe. Get a little further around. So excess glue. Wood glue, as I said, is water-based. You can also paint over it at the end. Obviously, that is not finished after this. So you can paint over it. Go a little further around. So there we go. Here is the end. So I'm just going to break that here. As this basically got a break line. So now I've got this. This is already cooled down. The Would You Bend molds, they need about the same time to warm up or to cool down like they need to warm up. So it's basically, I'm just gonna get that back into shape because it is easier to store those in a foil. So I'm basically just doing now. Warming it back up. Get that back into a coil. So, and it's already warm enough. It's like magic. Magic. Let's see. Warm enough here. So stiffened up there. Just warm it up in those areas, and there you go. So now I'm just going to go around that trim again and make sure it's got good contact in all the areas. So that's fine now. So where were we? So I'm warming it back up. Get it onto the surface. I've got to be a bit careful. I'm not melting the globe as it is plastic. So there is some glue missing here. Nobody tells me. So I'm just going to get on here a little more glue in those areas. There we go. So that's it. I think I'm going to stretch that because this is, you can see this is just like a little too long. So I'm just breaking off one of those bits. I'm going to warm that back up because you can stretch those. Because there's now that little gap there, which I don't want to have. But apart from that, it was a little too long. So I'm just following that up. And I'm stretching that to the end here. So if you cut something like that too short, you can see you can stretch that so that it gets together at the end. So clean that up. So now we have our seam covered. So painting the WoodUbends, you can paint those before you apply them, or you can paint those after you've applied them. That doesn't make any difference. Depends on what project you are going for. So basically, that's where you choose if you paint it beforehand. If you want to have like the WoodUbend in a different color than your piece itself, then, and you want to have like a clean edge, you can basically paint that beforehand. Otherwise, there it is. So all around, a little bit of glue. I'm just going to take off, and this is going to be painted over again anyway, so I'm not really bothered about that. So still this piece I've broke off. I'm going to keep. Thank you, WoodUbend. Linda, guys, don't worry. Master of disaster, nothing is going to happen. So now we're going to come to the bottom part, and I think I can unscrew that, which makes life easy. Otherwise, I would have cut the WoodUbend, but I think it's probably going to work like this. So I put that not too far away because I'm going to need that in a second. So we have our the centerpiece 2172, which is this one, which I marked just before. This is now, nice and bendy. So I can come in with my knife now and cut it around the marks I've done before. So just let's see. Go. It's nice and warm. And then I'm going to see, I'm not exactly around. There's like this flower piece in the middle. Basically my guiding line for cutting it out. And I check in a second if this is fine to go around that foot. Let's see. Not quite through. You can also carve those. When they're in a cold state. You can carve the WoodUbends. So guys, don't worry, I have everything under control. I'm not going to hurt my fingers. I promise. So this piece I'm going to keep also. You can sand those edges off, and you can use it as a single flower somewhere else. You just use some sandpaper or something like that. You just go around the edges to make those smooth. And this is going to be used whatever on some other project, because it's a quite cute flower, isn't it? So I'm never wasting anything. So that's me. Okay, let's see. I think this is going to be fine. This just about fits around there. So I am going to warm that back up and apply some glue. I'm not melting my plastic board. Let's get that nice and bendy. Apply some glue. So this is, when I apply the glue now, this is going to cool down again. So I'm going to reheat it in a second. It's just, I'm trying to keep it warm. Also, the glue is drying now. I'm going to reheat it also when I put it onto the project, and the glue is basically being reactivated by the heat. So I'm just going to put that glue on here now. Just spread that out. So what I do now, don't think I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to spread that out. So I've got now loads of dots and stuff like that, you know, don't think that's fine. Oh God, guys, I have everything under control. Master of Disaster has everything under control. So, okay, I'm not going to hurt myself, guys. So spread it out. Make sure you have like the whole surface of that molding nicely covered with the glue. It's always use enough glue that it's nicely covered and not too much that it's squeezing out on the sides. I rather have a little too much because I can take it off easily, either with a Q-tip or with a wet brush or with a baby wipe, instead of not having enough glue, because that's a real pain, I think. So there you go. This is now nicely covered. And now I'm going to put that over here. Obviously, it's cooled down again. I'm going to warm that up. And then I can push it on here and push it onto, you see, I mean, this is like shaped in all directions, you know. So I can push it on here now. You can see the glue is squeezing out on the sides, which is basically a good sign, because that shows that the WoodUbend is getting contact with the surface underneath. If you feel your WoodUbend has stiffened up a little bit, repeat that step, because even, you know, when you apply it onto a mirror or something like that, the surface is never completely flat. There's the thing. So you can use a baby wipe to get the excess off, and that's what I was talking about before. This is a pretty intricate piece, so you can use a Q-tip, or you can use a damp brush. So I'm just using one of those artist brushes. I'm going to make that a little wet. And then I'm just going to go into those areas, and you're not going to harm the details of your WoodUbend. This is the nice thing, and this is the difference to using some of the paper clays or something like that, or if you work with resins, where you're not so flexible, because they are not so flexible, so to say. So it's a great product. As I said, it comes in 1,000 different shapes, and you can really pimp up your projects, whatever you do. And you can see how nicely you're getting that glue off just with a damp brush. Get in all those crevices. Get it off. There we go. That's it. A little more up here. So that looks now completely different to what it was looking before. Obviously, I'm going to paint this one afterwards. So that looks quite clean and tidy now. But even if it wouldn't be a problem, because it's going to be painted over, and this is not going for a clean look anyway. Oops, wrong brush. That's the glue brush. I put into the water straight away also. That's my cleaning brush. I used it. So, my friends, here we go. the foot finished. That to the side. Into the water. Get the globe back on. Where did I put it? Nobody leaves. There you go. There it is. And then we can start basically painting. So that was easy. So already looks completely different. Okay, I'm gonna get the paste out now. Those yes, all fingers still there. Nothing happened. I'm safe, guys. Thank you for caring. So as I said, I'm going to paint with the pastes. Those are the Posh Chalk smooth metallic paste, and they're so gorgeous. They are absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to open them all up. That. So that's the violet. Then we have the yellow canary, which is like bright yellow. Knife to the side. We have blue and green phthalo, where I never know how to pronounce it correctly. Probably pronounce it wrong, but after all, I'm German, guys. Apologies for that. You know what I mean. You're not seeing the colors, are you? So that, and I think I'm going to put it into the lid. I think I'm going to water it down in the lid. And I've got the black graphite, which is a black graphite. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to get you a little further back. You've seen the most details, so you see a little more of the colors now. So check for questions. Purple and yellow. They do, don't they? Yvonne knows. I think Yvonne's favorite color is purple. So from that point, so the metallic paste by Posh Chalk, they are water-based, and they are, as it says, they are a paste. So you can use them not only for painting. I'm going to water them a little down because I want to paint with them, but you can also use them for raised stenciling. And when you do the raised stenciling and they haven't dried yet, you can basically pop them or let them pop with a heat gun. So you probably shouldn't use the lids. I'm using the lids. I'm going to clean them afterwards. As I said, it's a water-based product. They've got ever such a lovely lovely smell, guys. What's wrong with me? I mean, hi Marlene. Thank you for joining us. So the yellow also, mix them up. And as I said, I'm going to water them down because I want to paint with them. And I'm just using the lids for now. This is what I've got close to me. So to them, yellow. And then we have the black graphite, which I'm going to need a little more because this is my main color probably. So, and as I said, they have ever such a nice smell to them. They've got essential oils in them. So that's the reason. Oops. Stay here. There. Clean that off. Now I've got to get a new baby wipe in a second. And the green phthalo. I need the blue one also. Mix it up. If I need some more, I can always get some more. And see if I can, I'll be fine. So, and at the end, the blue for Dallo. Yeah, lovely smell. Lovely smile and lovely smell the pastes have. And they're ever so beautiful and shiny, guys. I just love them. Who loves a little bling? Just tell me, guys, who loves a little bling? Don't be girls, always like a little bit of a bling bling. So let's see. And as I said, they're also water-based, so whatever I have on my hands, I'm not really bothered because I can clean those off afterwards. So here we go. As I said, I'm going to water them down. If I can find my Mr. Bottle. Where is it? Nobody moves. There. There it is. So this is just pure water in here. So this is basically, I'm watering them down a bit, spraying some water on them. I need to water them down a little more. I can do that also. There you go. So then I'm going to grab a couple of brushes, whatever I've got on hand, to apply that. And I probably don't need that many brushes. I'm probably going to use one and the same brush for all the colors. Let's see, because they're supposed to mix anyway. So mix it up a little. Set up a little bit more water. So when you paint your moldings, I'm just dabbing it onto the project now. You can add some water to your mold also, which makes it easier for the paint basically to run into it. So let's see. Probably for the colors I'm going to use a different brush. I'm going to come in with my violet. It's ever so pretty. So let's get it on here. It's mixing with the yellow with the black carbon, but that's what it's supposed to do, because I don't want to have them like solid. I want to have them basically, I think I've got to turn it around. You can see I'm going to get up and I'm going to paint upside down so you can see a little better what I'm doing here. Hang on, guys. I'm going to paint like this so you can see a little better what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go around applying some of the colors. So I think I'm using, otherwise it gets too messy. The green. The green here. Here. So you can see that you can blend them into each other also. I'm just going to give it a nice sheen at the end. This is basically what I am going for. And the blue we haven't got yet. That table. This is such an old, it's an old metal IKEA garden table. This is so old, this is so wobbly, as you can see. So if I'm having a little bit of structure, that's perfectly fine. So I'm going to see if I want to have a little bit more of purple somewhere in here. I'm just going to go around like that on the whole piece. Darken it a little up in some other areas. I don't want to have it too bright. This is basically just that the colors peek through and it's not, it looks wild, doesn't it? And it looks pretty and shiny. So I'm gonna go up on this thing here. Let's see. I'm gonna go around with the graphite up here. And get that as a base on the handle of the, what's the time? 40 minutes. Have that covered in the black graphite. All the areas. If I get more moldings on the piece itself, on the globe itself, that's perfectly fine. So this is going to be painted again also, but not as blingy. So let's see if I use a little bit of the colors on here. I'm just dabbing them on there in some areas. Get the purple around. And I want to have the globe itself is going to be in flat colors, in a flat color finish. And the handle is going to be in bright colors. That's the idea. And I'm just putting those on randomly. And they're going to be finished off with some silver. They're going to be finished off with some silver. Pigments in, Posh pigments in silver. Using on there. Let's get into those crevices. There we go. All the whites covered. So, what do you think? It looks wild, doesn't it? So I'm gonna dry that quickly. Then I'll see if I need to add a little bit more of the paint somewhere. It is even bubbling a little bit, even I don't want it to. So as you can see, they dry really quick also. So that was what it looks like at the moment. You can see that's very shiny. Look at that shine of those pastes. So let me see. I want to have a little bit more of the purple. So as I said, tomorrow I will finish that off with some chalk paints, but for now I want to have that covered and go from there. A little bit of the green. This is what I mean. If you don't want to have like this mess around, you paint them beforehand. But I'm going to go over it anyway with some more paint. And so that's perfectly fine at the moment, even if it looks wild. Most of my projects look very wild first, you know that. So that's basically where we go from. But you can see also how nicely you can basically look at that. Look at that. Look at how those colors just move together there. That's so pretty, isn't it? So that's basically the whole idea, that whole thing. So let's see if I need a little more on the bottom here. There's every area covered. Make sure a little bit of the blue. And then we are finishing it up with some dripping pigments. You know, some dripping pigments. Also by Posh Chalk. It's one of those speeding projects again. I'm not the speed crafting queen. The speed crafting queen is Sue. She is unbelievable. So, but anyhow, I don't want to make 2 sessions out of this. You've got to stick with it. So they blended beautifully. And then we're just going to add some of the pigments. Those lids I'm going to wash out in the water afterwards. So as I said, I'm not bothered that they are that I made a mess with them now. So that's where we are at the moment. It looks pretty like that. So I'm not going to use that many of the. So where's my silver pigments? Thinking if I'm going to mix them with some gold, with some copper also. So the Posh Chalk pigments. Anybody still there? Yes, I can see some people still with me. So they are in powder form. That's what they are, and you mix them yourself. The good thing about that is, guys, you can control yourself how you want to have the consistency of your final product. So I'm just scooping some in here. It is easier to first put your pigments in and then apply your infuser. I'm using the Posh Chalk infuser. I've got here. So you can also use a top coat or something like that if you don't have that on hand, but this makes your life a lot easier if you have that, because it's just perfect to basically, hang on, I'm going to come around, I'm going to bring that a little closer so you can see what's happening there. And hang on, I need a little brush, brush. Where are you? I want to have a bigger brush. Bigger brush. So you basically see that everybody can see. You drip it on the floor. You put your infuser in there, and then you get like immediately liquid metal. As I said, you can control it. I'm going to add a little more, and then you mix it thoroughly so that the whole powder is basically mixed up in the infuser. And as I said, you can control the consistency and the coverage of it yourself. If you don't want to have full coverage, you use, this is probably a little too liquidy for me. I'm going to add some more. Let's see. Oh no, that might be good. I think that might be exactly what I want to have. So I'm gonna come around the bottom now, and I'm just going to go around. I want to have the other colors peeking through. I just want to wash that down basically a tiny little bit. So this is basically just about right what I have, because you can see the other colors peeking through. And look how shiny that is. That is absolutely gorgeous. So there we go. This is just like smoothing the colors down. You can still see them peeking through. That's the whole idea. That's how I like to have. This is exactly the effect I wanted to get. It's a bit translucent. That's probably the right word. Where it's a bit translucent. So obviously you can cover it completely up if you do a second coat, but I don't want to do that. I want to have it translucent like this, because I want to have the other colors peeking through. That's the whole idea. I'm gonna go around that top here also. And let's see. This is just gonna get one coat of this mixture to have a translucent finish to the whole thing. So underneath you can see it's pure plastic, and up here it's getting a bit of a stunner, I think. This area is finished. What's the time? 54 minutes. That's fine. You know where we're going to. So if you want to watch it get finished, this painting, you can join me on my page tomorrow night at 9 p.m. German time. But that's where we are at now. Just want to show you how beautiful and shiny those pigments and stuff are. This is so pretty. Not the plastic, but those molds and stuff like that. So that's where we are going for. So guys, I'm gonna pop you a little up so you can get back into the screen. Yeah. There we are. Instagram, come over. So my friends, I thank you so much for joining me tonight. For those who don't know me, my name is Angela and I'm the owner and creative energy from Elfen and Helden. I'm a WoodUbending retailer over here in Frankfurt in Germany. So, well, thank you for joining me over here. Thank you, Marlene. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Yvonne. You're so sweet. If you haven't done it yet, please pop over to my page and give me a follow, the Master of Disaster. and you get informed basically when I do my projects. I'm live a couple of times a week. If you want to shop the products, pop over to the WoodUbending page and check for your local retailer. And yeah, apart from that, obviously, I can help you also. Dankeschön, Vera. So, guys, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. German time, German live, 9 p.m. German time, English live. So I'll be happy to see you then. And we continue in the English live. We get that beauty here finished. Thank you, WoodUbending, for having me. And you guys take care. I shall catch you next week. Bye.